So the next time you go into your bathroom, take a long look in that mirror. Look so long and deeply until you see your soul yearning to be born. Give birth to that person.
Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. This time we're looking at a really cool article called You Are More Powerful Than AI by Larry Moton.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. It just came out, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, just this month. It's all about personal growth.
Yeah.
And how we can reach our full potential even with all this AI stuff happening.
Right. It's like AI is everywhere now. It feels like every day there's a new headline about AI.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people are feeling a little anxious about it. Like, are we going to be replaced by robots?
Yeah. Totally. But this article, it takes a different approach.
Yeah, Moton's whole premise is that no matter how advanced AI gets, there are still things that make us humans unique. And those things are actually our strengths.
Right. He's saying it's not about competing with AI, but like finding those areas where we excel as humans.
And he talks about these three main themes: unmasking our true selves, finding our own flavor, and even harnessing manifestation techniques.
It's like a whole roadmap for personal growth in the age of AI.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So let's start with this idea of unmasking. What did you think about that section?
Yeah. Well, what I found really interesting is that Moton connects unmasking with unlocking our potential.
Okay.
How so? He argues that when we try to conform to society's expectations, or when we hide parts of ourselves, like maybe we're afraid to be vulnerable or to show our true feelings.
Right. We put on these masks.
Exactly. And he says that actually limits our creativity and our energy.
So it's like we're holding ourselves back by trying to be someone we're not.
Right. It's only when we're authentic, when we're true to ourselves, that we can really tap into our full power.
It makes me think about all the different roles we play in life. We're a friend, a coworker, a parent, a child, and sometimes it feels like we're wearing a different mask for each role.
Absolutely. And it can be exhausting trying to keep up with all those different versions of ourselves.
So how do we even begin to unmask, to figure out who we really are beneath all those layers?
Moton talks about connecting with our soul's essence.
Soul's essence? That sounds a little out there.
I know, this sounds a bit woo-woo, but I think what he's getting at is this idea of self-awareness.
Okay.
It's about taking the time to really understand our values, our passions, what motivates us at our core.
So like what makes us tick?
Exactly. And once we have that understanding, then we can start to align our actions with our true selves.
So it's less about some mystical concept and more about a deep understanding of ourselves and what makes us unique.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
And what's interesting is that this idea of unmasking it ties into the whole AI thing too.
How so?
Well, because AI is all about data and patterns, right?
Right.
But humans, we're not just data points.
Yeah.
We have this whole messy, complex inner world.
Right. And that's what makes us interesting. It's what makes us creative. It's what gives us our spark.
Exactly. So by unmasking, by embracing our true selves, we're actually highlighting those qualities that set us apart from AI.
And those are the qualities that are going to be most valuable in the future, the things that AI can't replicate.
This is a really fascinating conversation. I'm so glad we're diving into this.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's making me think about all sorts of things.
And what else is really interesting is that Moton doesn't just talk about unmasking. He also talks about finding our own flavor.
Oh, yeah, that's a great metaphor.
It is, right? So what do you think he means by that?
Well, he says that we shouldn't just exist. We should actively contribute to the world in a way that's uniquely our own.
So it's not enough to just go through the motions.
Yeah.
We have to find something that we're passionate about, something that gives our life meaning.
Right. It's like we all have this special ingredient that we can add to the mix.
And it's up to us to figure out what that ingredient is.
Exactly. And he uses all these cool examples. Like he says, be medicine to the sick, be knowledge to fools, be love to hate.
Wow, those are powerful images. It's like he's saying we can each be a force for good in the world.
And that our unique experiences and perspectives are what make us valuable.
I love that. So what about you? What kind of flavor do you think you bring to the world?
That's a good question. I think for me, it's about helping people connect the dots, like seeing the bigger picture and understanding how things are all interconnected.
I can see that. I mean, you're always so good at explaining complex ideas in a way that makes sense.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Right.
I think it's important to be able to take all this information that's out there and make it digestible.
Right, because otherwise it's just noise.
Yeah,
It's overwhelming.
exactly. So yeah, I guess you could say my flavor is helping people make sense of the world.
I love that. And it makes me wonder, what about our listeners? What kind of flavor do they bring to the world?
That's a great question for them to reflect on.
Yeah. What are they passionate about? What unique gifts do they have to offer?
And how can they use those gifts to make a positive impact?
Because that's what it's all about, right?
Fair.
Making a difference in the world.
Exactly. And that's something that AI can't do. It can't replace human connection. It can't replace empathy. It can't replace love.
Can we replace our flavor?
Exactly.
This is so inspiring, more empowered just thinking about all this.
Me too. And you know what? We haven't even gotten to the manifestation part yet.
I know, right? That's a whole other layer.
Yeah.
But maybe we should save that for time.
Yeah, we're already running along.
Okay, so we'll pick up with manifestation in part 2.